Oh God. Don't do it! Don't do it! No! That's not a bird. It's not a bird. I swear. It's not a bird. Well, this is a little bit different. I was contacted by this company and asked if I wanted to do a video on one of their drones, and I don't have a drone and I like free stuff, and hey, this one had a camera on it. I figured, why the heck not? Because, hey, if it's any good, I just got myself a free drone and I can use its camera feature to do stuff for the channel. I don't know, it's not going to be like crazy good, but it might be nice to have something kind of fun like that. And this is the X5UW FPV real-time 4-channel remote control quadcopter. It's got a 720p Wi-Fi enabled camera on it, which means you're basically going to control it with your phone. And it does a whole bunch of things, like FPV, first-person viewing. So I guess if you have one of those FPV headsets, you can use it with this thing. It's got flip stunts built into it, gyroscopes, headless mode, so it doesn't really matter what direction it's facing. You can kind of just control it from wherever you are, kind of thing. You don't have to worry about which direction is its front. It's got LED lights, 2.4 gigahertz frequency, barometer set height, so it can't go all that high. It's going to automatically stop itself. HD camera, Wi-Fi transmission, and it's a pretty small box. I was actually expecting this to be a little bit bigger. And it's got a place for attaching your phone. It's got abilities to take photos. It's got a flip button built into it. I've played with a kind of drone that had that built-in little flip button kind of thing. It's got joysticks on it, power button. It's honestly not all that crazy, but at the same time, not all that bad looking by the judgment of the box. And the reviews for the other one were very, very high. There were no reviews on this one, so I'm kind of going into uncharted territory with this. That is the entirety of the box. Here is a manual, and this is interesting. Oh, okay. I got the blue one. Imagine my surprise when I thought it would be the red one, because, you know, it was the red one on the package. But as you can see, this is clearly a blue one. Much better color, in my opinion. Wow, this thing is ridiculously light. I mean, it has to be because it's a quadcopter, but that is really light. Let's see what else we get in here. We've got the prop protectors, some things. I actually don't know. A little screwdriver. I don't know what this thing is. It looks like some kind of... Yeah, it's got it's got like USB on it. No idea what that is. Here is the camera itself. No gimbals or anything with this one. It is just a camera that clips on. We've got a bunch of propellers in case we break some, which it's a quadcopter, you probably will. Here is a battery, which is very important. We will need that. And that looks to be just about everything. Yep, that's completely empty. Ah, I get it. Okay, so the battery itself apparently charges through USB, and the way it does that is with that little USB connector that I was looking at earlier. So it's kind of cool. The battery is kind of shaped to be like the thing. So there's already a battery in it then, right? Because, I mean, here is a battery, and yeah, there's got to already be a battery, so I get 2 batteries with it. If I could free this one from its prison. There we go. Huh. So with the battery, it's already that light. Okay. Again, I guess it kind of has to be because it's a quadcopter, so... This whole thing does have remote, but I wonder if it requires you to have your phone hooked up to it in order to even use it. That's going to be something I'm going to test first. I'm going to plug in the camera here. And it looks like it's just going to kind of... Oh, there's that SD card sticking out the back of the camera, I just noticed. This is the kind of quadcopter that you can fly outside, or else it's not going to be of much use to me. How does this... Like that? Maybe? Possibly? Maybe? Do I need these? Are these required? They're kind of hard to get in there. Battery screw and a clip. They are getting fancy. And they are AA. press that. Okay, it's flashing. This is flashing. Uh-oh. 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 Off. 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 Okay. That was, not great. Is it good now? Okay, it's good. Well, that is definitely working. Ooh. Okay. Well, is there an off? Okay, what are you doing? I turned the controller off. Why did you spin more? Okay, well, let's take this to a place where I won't destroy it. And see if it works, because I might have already broken it. Whee! Whee! Oh, no. Come on, you can do it. Oh, no. Oh, it recovered. Does it still control? It does still control. Whee! That's not bad. It's having trouble going forward now. I don't know if that's just because that's the direction the wind's blowing. Yeah, it seems to kind of work backwards. All right. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, it is the wind. Oh no! That didn't happen. Nope. It did not just cut that up. So overall, to my conclusions, this is a pretty nifty little thing. Now, it is not like a DJI Phantom or anything like that. It costs a fraction of that much. And the funniest part about this one is I believe it's like 70, 80 bucks, but they gave me like a 40% off coupon, which I don't even know if that still works, but even if it doesn't, that just goes to show these things will go on discount all the time. So that's something to keep in mind. It does come with 2 batteries, charger cable, the controller itself, which does require like double A's or something in it. It does allow you to connect your phone up to it using my iPhone here. It was really easy for me to sync it to the device and use that as kind of like a viewfinder for the camera. You can also control it using like this kind of thing or the on-screen control, so you don't have to have this joystick. I just preferred using it personally. That's just my style. But overall, I mean, I've crashed this thing a couple of times now, pretty harshly I might add, even flying it into a tree. The motors didn't break, nothing's broken, it still flew fine. It doesn't like the wind too much. It was kind of breezy out there, not that bad, but good enough that I could tell where the breeze was coming from, and it certainly did not appreciate that. But overall, I mean, it feels really light and kind of cheap, but at the same time, I guess it's supposed to be, because A, if it was like too rigid, it would just snap the first time I crashed it, and B, I wouldn't want this to hit someone, especially like dropping out of the sky. This goes pretty freaking high. I was actually scared to take it higher because of, you know, regulations and stuff like that. I didn't want to mess with that, but for just flying this around the property and stuff like that, it is really good. The camera is okay. Now, I wouldn't want this thing to try to record really anything during any kind of war, unfortunately. There's no camera control on it. There's no way for me to like, have the camera tilt in one direction. It's just a solid unit, but for just a little bit of fun, to be perfectly honest, this ain't bad at all. If you're looking for something cheap and fun to fly, and I did look at the reviews of the other one, I believe I mentioned that, they were pretty positive, and this one was too. I didn't get it to ever fly perfectly. I should mention that, but I'm going to count that up to the wind, because when it seemed to have trouble going in one direction, it was the direction the wind was coming from. So I'm going to say it's heavily reflective on that. I couldn't get it just kind of sit in place or anything like that, although when I did grab it when it was on, it did a good job of correcting itself as you would expect it to do. So if it was tilted in one way, this side worked harder and so forth. Like, it does a pretty okay job, and I'm going to say overall, it's pretty okay, especially if you can get this thing for like 50 bucks or something. The $80 mark, I mean, I'm not a drone enthusiast, so I don't know how well that's going to work, but if it was a little bit cheaper, I mean, I would be able to throw money at this and not even care, because it does work. I've used it for 3 battery charges now and had no issues whatsoever. It's a lot of fun. If you're looking for something like this, I guess their reputation kind of precedes them, because the last one that I looked at, the other one that they gave me an option for, had really good reviews, and this one's seeming pretty good too for what it's supposed to be, which is a cheap beginner drone that's really easy to fly. And you can see me kind of weaving and ducking through things. Like, I haven't really flown drones all that much at all, and this one worked pretty darn well. The LEDs are a little not bright, but they don't need to be. I wasn't trying to fly it at night, and I don't know why you'd try to fly it at night, but it's cool. It really is a cool little thing. It's not serviceable for what I need it for, but it is a nice little toy, and I had a lot of fun with it, and heck, now if I ever want to get a bigger one, I have something I can test on and break before that, because, yeah, this thing took a beating and didn't quite care. Everything still works. It was a little difficult to get used to some of the controls, like trying to get the thing to turn off after you land it. I read the instructions, you have to like put both joysticks down like that for a couple of seconds, and I'm still not certain what button does the whole recordy bits feature. I just tapped it on my phone screen. In fact, maybe using the phone screen would have been a better idea, but overall, pretty impressive, Syma. So I actually don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to go with Syma. So I want to thank them for sending this thing out to me, and if this is something that interests you, then, well, you can take the zero expertise I have, but you can take the fact that I had a lot of fun with it. So if a lot of fun flying something around that has a camera on it that can sync to your phone is worth the whatever amount they want for this one that I have linked down in the description box below, then I can recommend it because it seemed to work fine. And it does come with 2 batteries, which everything should come with 2 batteries. I am firmly believing on that, because this made it really easy for me to like charge one while flying it and pretty much keep myself in the game without having to basically buy another battery right off the bat, because I know with a lot of things you pretty much have to do that, and that's annoying. They give it to you right out of the box, so I appreciate that. This has been Walcom's hands, this is everything, I guess, because I've filmed pretty much everything. I wasn't even planning on getting on camera today, but thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in an entirely different one. And hey, if you watch my usual content, this was pretty much different, but I do like free things, so heck, I'm a sellout. I'm a cheap one. Just give me fun toys.
You gotta